Good morning, students. In our second unit, we are in the first half part, groups, strings, fields, and finite fields is one of the topic. Okay, in the last class, I said to you it is the continuous part of our mathematics of symmetric cryptography. In this part today, we will see group, strings, field, and finite fields. Already, you are studying in your discrete mathematics. Just I recall the topic for this, right? Before moving that topic, already we seen about the algebraic structures. It is nothing but the set.
Ma'am, little more louder, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. The set elements and the operations on them is called an algebraic structure. Alright, ma'am. Whether it is okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In this common algebraic structures, we are classified in the main part of our algebraic system. The three topics, right? Groups, rings, and field. We will see one by one. Group is a set of elements with a binary operation, right? See, the term denotes group G, right? The red color denotes the group G, and the operation, binary operation is the dot operator. Here it represents as a dot. It satisfies the following four properties or axioms. So the properties, another name for property is the axioms, right? A commutative group satisfies an extra property. It look like the following things. The closure property for all a and B belongs to the group. That means if you are giving any integer in the given terms, that all the terms present within this group, right? This term denotes for all A comma B belongs to G. We have to rewrite this as A dot B belongs to G. That means the product terms also present in this group. We are doing the operation with for the mathematical operations and some other things, then take our mod property, then the remainder also present in our group or not. We'll check the terms, right? We'll see the sum, then only you can able to understand clearly. This is our theoretical part, right? So associativity for all A comma B comma C belongs to G. So we have to write this A dot B. So either precedence clearly A dot B, then dot C equal to a dot B dot C, right? So see the bracket carefully, right? So this is the associativity. If you are multiplied first A and B, then the result should be multiplied with your C. This is similarly equal to, you have to multiply your B dot C in the first, then you have to multiply with your A, both are same. Then to satisfy that associativity, right? Then existence of identity here, it exists an element E belongs to G. That means identity, right? E belongs to G. See, in the identity it differs in the form of operation addition and multiplication. It exists an element E belongs to G called the identity of group. So you have to write this here. E dot A equal to A dot E equal to A, right? Maybe if it is multiplication, your identity value is 1, right? So something have to some integer you can multiply with integer value 1, then your result should be same integer, right? So in the similar way, in the addition, you have to add any number to the zero, then you are getting the same number, right? So your identity differs in the depends on your operation. If you are doing your addition, then your identity is zero. If you are doing your multiplication, then your identity value is one, right? Then existence of inverse here, for each A belongs to G, there exists a unique element B belongs to G, then it calls the inverse of A, such that A dot B equal to B dot A is equal to E, right? These are the simple properties involved in your group. Then see here, abelian group, a group G with the addition of commutative property known as commutative group or abelian group. What is that commutative property? These all the four, right? A group, see here, it satisfies an extra property commutative, right? These all the properties under your commutative property, right? So with the addition of commutative group is called abelian group. So you have to rewrite your things. See, in the previous slide we are writing ABC, right? Here you have to perform only the two integer A dot B equal to B dot A. So a group with a finite number of elements is known as finite group, right? Maybe if it is an infinite number, then you are calling your group name as infinite number, right? See this example. See, example is also a theoretical part. In this group, you know solving the sum, you have to clearly know about theorem part, right? So your group Zn star, see it is the multiplicative property, right? If the term denotes Z, term denotes with the help of star or asterisk, then this is a operation for multiplication, right? So Zn having all negative, then positive elements including zero is an abelian group. When we are calling the group as an abelian group, it satisfies the commutative property, right? Under the operation plus, right? It is a one type, one theorem in this group. It first multiplication property having for all negative and positive element including zeros and abelian group when it is doing the operation of plus. And set of residue integers with the addition operator is also an abelian group. So the group belongs to for all the integer present in this group. Then you have to perform the residue integer. That means what is that modulo operation, right? Then your result also should be present in the group. It's called a, it as a denotes our second theorem, right? Then the third one, the set Zn star with a multiplication operator. Then G equal to, see the first and third difference. First thing, the group is the multiplication group, but doing the operation is plus, right? Here, your group is a multiplication operator, but doing the same thing as a multiplication operator, right? See here, Zn star, then another thing here, doing your multiplication operation, right? So your result should be in the form of Zn star equal to A of n belongs to Zn. So that we are doing our GCD of A comma n. That means modulo of the particular n, right? Then definitely your value is 1, then you will get your group as an abelian group, right? This is a simple example for here. See that, see clearly a group, they see the first in your left side, just on a screen. So a group G, then dot as a set, set under some operation, right? Set some under some operation. If it satisfies the following property. So you have, I'm just to summarize the previous thing here. G is our group. So again we are calling as a set, right? Dot is the binary operator. So here we are solving that 5 property. The closure property denotes the two element A comma B belongs to G. Then C equal to A dot B, right? Closure is just a multiplication. Then associative, we are doing the three operator, right? Please remember the word associative. Then you have to three integers. So A dot B dot C equal to A dot B, then C, right? Then identity is the same thing. If you are multiplied with something, then you are also getting a result same. E dot A equal to A dot E, right? Why I am explaining once again, because parallelly we will see a sum, right? So I am just showing the two sheets in a single slide, right? Then inverse A4 here, A belongs to G, then definitely A inverse into A belongs to your identity. So the what it is, something have to multiply with your inverse term, definitely you are getting your result as 1, right? So this is your inverse property. Then commutative is a two integer, A dot B equal to B dot E. I thought you are clear in your properties of groups, right? So then see the parallel or sum. See here, for example, for example, n comma plus is a group or not. You have to check n comma plus is a group or not. So what is that n? N is the integer. Here I didn't specify any. Here I didn't specify any general term for your n, right? So that means what, 1 2 3 4 up to n number, right? So if you want, you can finalize with your n as a some numbers, right? So you have to check whether it satisfies the property of a1 a2 a3 a4 a5. Maybe if it is satisfies a1 and a2, what is that a1 and a2? See here, closure property and associative, right? It satisfies these two properties, it is called semi group. A3 and A4. Maybe if it is a part of, it is a satisfy A3 and A4, then it is called a natural number, right? See here, what is a semi group and a abelian group and some common group, right? So semi group is a part of A1 and A2. For all the remaining things is called as abelian group. Maybe if your property of A1 to A5 in your given example satisfied, then your group is a abelian group, right? See the sum carefully. Here I am giving the example as z4 comma plus. So what is that? Z4 is the meaning of 4 integer. So if something they are given the value, you have to write that n minus 1 term, right? So z4 is the 4 integer. So I am writing here, start with a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3. So all the integer having the 4 integer, or all the group elements having only the 4 integer, right? So you can check your property of A1. What is the first property? A1 is the closure property, right? For any two elements, that means C equal to A dot B. So check here, you can do any element, whether it is the, here I am writing the property is the term of multiplication, right? But here our operation is plus. So what do you do? Doing any addition. Maybe if it is represent multiplication, but here directly they are given the question as addition, right? So here 3 plus 2 is the, where I am taking this 3 plus 2 in the given group, right? So 3 plus 2, 5. What is my modulo value? If they will not given the direct value, what is your n? Here n is a 4, right? Z4. I am taking the n from this Z4. So mod 4, 3 plus 2, 5, mod 4. Check the value, 5 mod 4, your result is 1. So immediately you have to check whether it is present in your group or not. Definitely one is present in our group, right? So it satisfies the A1 property. What is the second property? Associative property, right? So you have to take any three values, then perform the addition, then take the modulo, right? See, don't confuse with this property. Here they are writing the multiplication, right? You just take, you just change the operator. Here it is a dot. Here I am writing as addition because in our question they are given the addition property, right? So I am taking any three elements in your given integer. If you want, you take another value also, nothing wrong, right? That is your priority. You just calculate based on the given integer, then take the mod, then check your remainder whether it is present in the group or not. It is enough, right? So I'm taking the three value 1 plus 3 plus 2. So what is the value? 6, right? 6 mod 4, my remainder is 2. So 2 also present in this group. So it checks the A1 and A2. So what I'm writing in the first thing, it satisfies A1 and A2. So then it is a semi group. So I'm directly saying by this given example, my group is a semi group. What they are asking, whether the example is a group or not. So first we are solving the two property, then immediately we can say our group is a semi group, right? Then we will check the third one. I'm say already I say that identity property. What is that identity property? In addition it is 0, right? Multiplication it's 1. So if something add, if something, some integer you have to add with your 0, definitely you get the same integer, right? So take an example, 0 plus 1 mod 4, then definitely a result is 1. 1 is present in this group. So it satisfies the third property also. Then what is that fourth one? A dot A equal to E. Then similarly here you are going to check, take any two values, right? Interest 0 or not. Choose your value by choosing what, based on that remainder 0, what values you have choose, you only finalize, right? So if you are what, check your modulo value here, or n is 4, right? So what are the values we will take and get the additional score? 1 plus 3, 4, right? Then 4 mod 4, our result is 0. So definitely it is the identity property, right? Hence the inverse of 3 is 1, because what is the 3, how we can say the 3 is 1? 1 into 3, 3 mod 4, right? So our remainder is 3. So you don't confuse, you just to check your inverse value is the identity or not. Based on the identity element, you have to choose your property, right? Then what is the A5? Here they are multiplied the two terms, A dot B equal to B dot A. Parallelly here you can add the two terms, 3 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 3. It's the same thing, right? Then it satisfies all the five property, then the group is called abelian group, right? Clear? Any doubt up to this? You have to check parallelly, then you can do all the thing. You have to check your integer present in the group or not. Then if it is present in the group, then it satisfies the property. If it satisfies all the A1 to A5, it is an abelian group, right? Otherwise if it satisfies any it satisfies A1 and A2 property, that means associative to and closure property, then it is called semi group, right? So please check the question. Please check the question. Z, Z7 plus and Z6 6 star multiplication, right? Please do the operation on the, please solve these two questions and say the answer, right? Until I'll ask in the end of session. Note down this question. Check whether the group or not. Z7 plus operation. So similarly in this Z4, right? You can write Z7 up to what are the terms you have to take? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 6, right? Because you have to write n minus 1 terms. Then similarly here also 0 to 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to check the multiplication. So you just check the same property of this multiplication, right? That you are clear with the sum. So in your examination part, they are asking the question like this only. This is your part A. Check whether the group is abelian group or a semi group. Alright. Then see the next one. Subgroup. So in this previous thing, subgroup is a group. If the inverse belongs to also a group, so then directly your group is called a subgroup of G dot, right? G dot is the binary operations. If you are doing 10, right, directly also, right? Take another one example, odd and even integer from form two subgroups of integers under addition. Odd and even integers form two subgroups of integer under addition. So check here, you are writing a power k equal to ka mod n. You have to see, this is a rule. You read the rule carefully. A power k equal to ka mod n, and in the group multiplication of our group, so we have to rewrite a power k equal to a power k mod n. So we define the subgroup generated by a or denoted by a or a plus, right? If you are doing the multiplication, you write directly a power k mod n, or if you are doing the addition, you can write a plus operation. Then you directly denoted this. See that generator, we need to calculate our generator and that generator of some terms, right? So check clearly. I'm here, I'm taking the example for Z6. So from this given data, see, just to see here, the right side part. So a power k equal to ka mod n, right? So first I am taking the value from Z6 in the meaning of 1 to 6, right? Sorry, 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just checking the some example here. If you are choosing the integer 0, so 1 into 0 mod 6, 0. Something you have multiplied with your 0 and take the modulo, your remainder is 0, right? So I am generally writing here that remainder part is the 0, your group value is 0 only, right? Then take another one example for the given value. For example, you are choosing that 1 or 2, that is your priority, right? If you are choosing 1, 1 into 1 mod 6, what is the remainder? 1. 1 into 0, remainder is 0, right? Then if you have multiplied anything with your 1, you will get the same term, right? So here I am writing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So always the generator for 1 in the multiplication, you will get the same group value, right? So Z6 already we are writing our group value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, if you have multiplied any term with the help of 1, you are getting the same result, right? Then I am moving to the next element 2. So what is the here? Our given data 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the group, right? So 0 into 0 mod 6, the remainder is 0. Then take the value of 1. 1 into 2 mod 6. What is your remainder? 2, right? 2 into 2. What is the value? 4. Then you have to take mod 6. What is the remainder? 4. 3 into 2, 6. 6 mod 6, your remainder is 0, right? So definitely you are getting, if you are choosing any integer in the given group, your remainder is the 3 terms only you are getting repeated, right? So 0 into 2, your remainder is 0. Then see the first 3 things, 2, 4, again 0, then 4 into 2, 2. If you are choosing 5, what is the value? 5 into 2, 10, right? 10 mod 6, your result is 4. So it is the repeated of these 3 terms only. So I am generally writing here 2 equal to 0, 2, 4, right? Then check here parallelly the multiplication, right? Z7 star. See here they are writing the Z6. So I am writing only the KA module. This is simply they are given the group value. They didn't mention any addition or something. So you have to clearly see our theorem. If it is they not mention anything, your group have a power k equal to ka mod n, right? Maybe if it is multiplied with your multiplication symbol, then we have a power k equal to ak mod n, right? Then check here AK mod n. So I'm once again we are choosing our k value, right? K is the nothing but our given data 1 2 3 4 5, right? So here 2 power 1 mod 7. What does the remainder? 2. 2 power 2. Why I'm choosing 2? Because already 1 is the something power 1. You are getting the value as remainder 1, right? Then I'm moving to the next element 2. 2 power 2, 4 mod 7, remainder is 4. 2 power 3, 8 mod 7, remainder is 1, right? Then 2 power 4, what is the value? 2 power 2, 4 4 is 16. 16 mod 7, remainder is 2, right? So you have to check what are the remaining terms. These three terms only repeating 2, 4, 1. So I am generally writing in this 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you have to check your 3. The same thing here. 3 power 1 mod 7, 3 power 2 mod 7, 3 power 3 mod 7. Then your result should be these all the terms, right? What are the terms are getting in a single term, you have to include in your group. If it is repeated, you consider only one time, right? Then see this cyclic groups for an example. Previous thing only here. So 7 power 0 mod 10, that is 0 mod 10 as a 1, right? Then 7 power 2 14 mod 10. What is the value? Sorry, 7 square 49 mod 10. What is the value? 4 4 4 tens are 40, so remainder is 9, right? So similarly, how to check your all the cyclic group, right? I'll share this PPT to your Google Classroom. Please check clearly. See the sum carefully. Our cyclic group, a group is said to be cyclic if every element of group G is a power of A power K. The same thing in the previous thing, right? We need to calculate our generator, right? So see here is at 6 plus. So it is an addition operator, right? So our group is the 0, 1. See carefully in the sum step by step. Is it 6 equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Right? Because we are giving the integer as 6, right? So okay, I am writing from the given data a power k mod n, right? So what is the a power a k is choosing by us, right? So here a is the first term. What is that? 0. So 0 power 0 mod 6 0, 1 power 0 mod 6 0, right? So something per, sorry, only you have to take a value of 0, right? 0 power 0 mod 6 0. Then choose the next one. What is the element? Next element 1. So you have to start, you have to do all the integer by using this, right? So 1 power 0, 1 power 1, 1 power 2, 1 power 3, 1 power 4, 1 power 5. Similarly, for all the integer, you need to calculate up to the integer 5. So see the sum clearly. 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 3 power 0, 2, 3 power 5. 4 power 0, 2, 4 power 5. 5 power 0, 2, 5 power 5, right? So 0 power 0 mod 6, the result is 0. So same thing, we need to check all the mod operation, right? 1 power n mod 6, 1. Check here, 1 power 5 mod 6 is a 5. How? All the power of, you think that 1 power something get 1, right? Always we will choose the like that only. But here, that's the term of addition. So what we do? 1 power 1. So that's 2 1. 1 power 2 in the sense 1 plus 1. Right? Please see the this thing clearly. 1 power 2, you don't take the part of multiplication because your group is the addition property. So if it is power 2 in the sense, you have to perform 1 plus 1 addition value, right? So 2 mod 6 is 2. 1 power 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1. So 3, right? So 3 mod 6 is 3. See the sentence explained by me. Please listen carefully. 1 power 5, you have to add 1 is in the 5 ones, right? So 1 plus 1 plus 1, then again 1 plus 1, you are getting the result as 5. So 5 mod 6 is 5. See, if you are you didn't listen my words, when you see this page, definitely you are having a confusion, right? Something per 0, always we are performing multiplication, but here in your question they are given only the plus operation. So you need to take a addition, right? So 2 power 2, what is the value? 2 plus 2, 4. 4 mod 6, result is 4. 2 power 3, always we know that 2 power 3 is a 8, right? But here 2 plus 2 plus 2, you need to add 3 times, right? The integer 2. So 6 mod 6, result is 0. The same thing, you have to solve all the integer. Then you can rewrite your generator. See here how we are writing our generator. See, up to this, you need to write, right? It is a 4 mark question. Sometimes they are asking 6 marks also. So, what is the H1? H1 is the, see the underline. I am just underline the each and every iteration, right? First I'm choosing the 0. I finish here, so I just represent the dotted line. Then here, sorry, dashed line. Here, 1 I'm completing here, right? 2 completed here, then 3, 4, 5. So check here H1, only one term, modulo remainder is 0. Then check H2, what is the modulo operator? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am writing H2 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just we are solving the modulo operation, then take that integer into your group, right? Then H3, 0, 2, 4, check here 0, 2, 4. So they are repeated the 3 elements only. So 0, 2, 4 is our H3. What is the H4? Check here 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3. So it's having only the repeated operation 0 and 3, right? Then H2 is the generator of G. So what is the H2 is the generator of G because in our group we are having 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a given element, right? So parallelly our H2 having 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These two are same. Our generator value and the given data are same. Then H2 is the generator of G, right? So H1, H3 and H4 is the subgroups of B. We need to conclude what are the generator having the same value in the given question. Then that is the generator of our group. Then the remaining generators called as the subgroups of G. Why I'm not taking the 4 and 5th element. See here 0 to 4. Here again the group, maybe if you are writing H5, what is the term you are having? 0 to 4. Already it is in H3, right? So you need not to, you don't need to write these element once again. Then H5, 0, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, right? So already we are having the generator as H2. So no need to write once again, right? If you want, you can write. That is nothing wrong. But we will take only the one generator in the subgroups, right? I thought this is clear in your cyclic group example. Then these are the example in the word, just a theoretical part. So if it is a plus, you have to write this way. Already I explained in our properties, right? Then we will move to ring. A ring is an algebraic structure with two operations. What are the two operations? It is that dot operation, right? So here also it satisfies that all the five property. The main thing, the commutative is the third property is only satisfied for the commutative ring, for not all the rings, right? So here they are representing the two operation. One is the dot, another one is that addition operator, right? So this is a set. It belongs to satisfies these two operations called ring. So check here, your ring is a set R together with the two operation addition and multiplication, right? So addition is the under commutative, multiplication is associative, right? Then multiplicative identity. Here it is an element one such that R into one equal to one into R. What is that? That means something have to multiply it with your integer, then you are getting the result the same integer, right? So this is belongs to your ring. That means what is that? Already we are having one element under in a ring. So we need to check these integer present in the ring or not. The operation star distributes over plus. So what is that? A star B plus C. So we have to write A star B, then take the addition, then A star C, right? Already we know these type of operators. We are seeing our digital principal system and discrete mathematics also, right? Then A plus B into C. So you need to take an individual multiplication A into C, then plus B into C, right? This is the common property of your ring. These are the examples of ring. Check here. Your integer with addition and multiplication. So you need to check, take only integer part. You have to check both addition and multiplication it covers or not, right? Then is it and with addition and multiplication. See, these are all the things definitely under in your rings. That's why I'm taking the examples of statement, right? When matrix of 2 cross 2, it is in the ring, it does the operation of addition and matrix multiplication. Then check once again, R of x is a set of polynomials with real coefficient and additional multiplication of polynomial also. Similarly, we can do many more operations in this example. Alright, see this property of rings, the same property I am writing in this ring also. So just to check the set of binary two operation, the two operation is plus and star, right? So it satisfies the operation addition and multiplication, the following properties: abelian group under addition. So what is that? Already we know that our property of all the a1 to a5, right? So it satisfies all the properties. Then m1 property is nothing but multiplication. That means a dot b equal to c, right? Here m2 is the associativity multiplication. So ab into c equal to a into b. See, what is the difference between the previous thing and this thing? Group represent the binary operation of dot, right? Here we are replacing the dot with nothing, right? Directly we are multiplying, right? That group is a representation of binary operation. Here we are directly multiplied with our associative property, right? Then distributive of addition, a into b plus c. In the previous group, here a dot, it came a dot, but here it directly multiplies with the integer of some addition number. Then M4 commutative property, so a comma b belongs to R4, so AB equal to BA. It is a commutative ring, right? Then multiplicative in identity, the same thing. A dot E equal to E dot A. Maybe if it is addition, A plus E equal to E plus A. That is the zero, right? Then non-zero divisor, A into B equal to zero. It satisfies these M1 to M6. It is called integral domain, right? That means the ring. Uh, it covers the ring, right? Then see the next one, field. Field is a set F together with the two operation and star. It has the following properties. The same thing. F is the commutative ring, and also that is the field is a commutative ring. It comes under addition and multiplication. Here every non-zero small f, that means field belongs to some finite field. So we can take the multiplicative inverse like this: f into g equal to g into f. This is also another one integer, right? If you are taking the integer, maybe if it is a negative term also, right? So your result is a representative of 1. So generally field represented there is a type of commutative ring, then in which the second operation satisfies all the five properties for the first operation, except that the identity of first operation has no reverse. See the diagram clearly, then only you can understand about this statement. Closure, associativity, commutativity, existence of identity, existence of inverse. So the identity element of the first operation has no inverse with respect to the second operation. Alright. Then check here. This is the examples of field. So here I am writing as ZP is a P is a prime. So you have to write your prime term, right? QRC is the terms of that imaginary operator, right? So a plus b of that I belongs to root minus 1, right? Already we know that I square equal to minus 1, right? So I equal to root of minus 1. So we need to check another one thing, q of root 2 equal to a root 2 plus b. See, this is a common writable field formula. Based on this formula, we need to check. For example, q of root 2, q is the some number, right? So here I am taking one number, 3 root 2 plus 4, then 4 root 2 plus 6, these two things, right? So check here, what is the terms of root 2, 3 and 4, right? So addition of these two things is 7 root 2 plus this is the 2 integer. What is the result? 6 plus 4 is 10, right? Then similarly, you need to check your multiplication. For example, I am taking 2 root 2 minus 4 into minus 5 root 2 plus 3. See, this is some algebraic term. Already you are studying your 8th standard, right? If you want, you need to check clearly one by one. 2 root 2 into minus 5 root 2. What is the term? 5 into minus 2 minus 10. Root 2 into root 2 plus root 2, right? Minus 10 into 2 minus 20. And the same thing, 2 root 2 plus 3, then 2 root 2 into minus 5 root 2. So I are getting the value was 20 root 2. What is the constant term? Minus 4 plus 3. So the result is minus 12. You need to check and add these all the thing. Minus 20, minus 12, our result is minus 32. Then 6 root 2, 20 root 2, 26 root 2. So what is here? How we are checking our whether it is field or not? See the your result also getting some root 2 terms, right? Having some integer, some, see, check here, 7 root 2 plus 10. Yeah, definitely it is in the form of a root 2 b. A is the rounded integer and b is some constant. So does the example for our field, right? See the same thing here. Your B may be your negative term also. So 26 root 2, 26 your A, then minus 32 is your B. So definitely it is in the field, right? Then this is the last example for our field. Q root 2. So check here, 3 root 2 plus 4 into A root 2 plus B equal to 1. See, this is the, we are writing by using our theorem, right? Existence of inverse, the identity of element of the first operation has no inverse with respect to the second operation. Clearly, they are given the statement there is no inverse in your first operation. So we need to perform the inverse operation with the help of second term. So this is our question 3 root 2 plus b into multiplicative inverse. Our original term is a root 2 plus b equal to 1. Right? So we need to write. See in your right left side, you just having these terms. Just you take the term into this right side. So 1 divided by 3 root 2 plus 4. So we need to calculate this part, right? We need to calculate this part, a root 2 plus b. So what is that? 1 by 3 root 2 plus 4 into, we take the conjugate term, right? So the negative term 3 root 2 minus 4 divided by 3 root 2 minus 4. You just take the multiplication a plus b into a minus b. So a square minus b square in the root of the numerator 3 root 2 minus 4, right? So in your denominator part, 3 square is a 9, 2 root 2 into root of 4, right? So 9 into 2, 18 minus 4 square is a 16. 18 minus 16 is 2, 3 root 2 minus 4 divided by 2. So take the divider into a separate term. 3 root 2 by 2 minus 4 by 2. What is the value? 2. See, if it is a field in the sense, definitely it is in the form of a root 2 plus b. So a is your some integer, right? And also b is your constant. If it is not in the form of rational. Your b definitely it is not in the form of rational terms, right? 3 by 2 root 2, it is the only in the rounded integer value. So finally I conclude here the term it's the inverse term here 3 by 2 root 2 minus 2. See, if always we will think that if it is the inverse term 3 root 2 minus 4 only are inverse, we are thought, right? But here it won't satisfy that rule, it just checks in the form of a root 2 plus b or minus b, right? So here 3 by 2 root 2 minus 2. The same thing also your finite field. When your field is a finite field, definitely it satisfies these multiplicative inverse with the help of both operations, addition and multiplication, right? If you want you take one integer term, then check these all the properties are satisfied in this ring or not, right? So please note down this some of your homework. Just you try by yours and say the answer for this group. Z7 plus and Z star 6 the multiplication, right? Please take a screenshot for this page. Just you have to check, right? In the next class, you will say the answer. I'll ask you in the class, right? I need the answer for these two questions. Z7 plus Z star 6 comma multiplication, right? Up to this, do you have any doubt? Up to this, do you have any doubt? Groups, rings, and field.